EP's mobile coverage is brought to you by Gameloft, makers of Dungeon Hunter 5, which you can play for free on iOS and Android right now.
When the bombs fall, most shelters will provide minimal protection against the horrors of nuclear war.
As if we didn't have enough to do or enough on our minds during E3, Bethesda announces right off the top, before any of it starts, that they have a new game in the App Store. It's called Fallout Shelter, and everybody downloads right away. It became one of the top 3 downloaded games.
We were all playing it at E3, every single one of us. We kept walking past people and they're taking care of their little villagers. Now this was meant to placate us because the release date for Fallout 4 has now been announced as November 10th. We all want that game right away, but Todd Howard had this mischievous little smile on his face. I like the iPad and the iPhone, and we made a game and you can get it right now, and that's what this is. It's kind of like Tiny Tower or a Sim Tower type of experience.
Yes.
Reminded me a little bit of the base building stuff that we've got in the current XCOM games that Firaxis is building.
It reminds me a lot of the Kairosoft games as well. It's just the way, like the Mega Mall games, a lot of those, it's just you're building your own little city, but right now you're building your shelter.
You're building your own vault.
Yeah, you're building your vault. You can give your vault a number. That's very important. Pit-Boy often comes up and gives you prompts, which is great as well. I love the ease of just getting into the game, which is something that you need in the App Store and something you need in a freemium title like this because everybody's going to be downloading it. But the thing is with a freemium title that you do have that little nagging thing that gets to you. And then Todd did say that they didn't have any of that. They just have this one little chest thing that you can buy and you get cards.
Yeah, you get lunch boxes. And you can play this on the airplane. That's great. You don't have to have the constant online connection. You don't have to spend money. You can even press the fast forward button as you're waiting for things to happen because it's all resource management and resource depletion and keeping your people alive.
You have to be careful with that because you want the fast forward, you want the rush to be successful. A lot of the times, even though it says 30% of the time it's going to work, let me tell you, 30% of the time it fails every time.
Monsters come out.
Monsters, it's roaches coming out of the ground. Things are, your room is on fire because you need these resources to get your people to survive. You also want your people to procreate, so you put in a man and a woman in a bunker and you wait for them to fall in love. It doesn't take too long. They say really cute things to one another, really cheesy lines. And they go into the bedroom, they have little happy faces come out. I wonder what they're doing. And then the woman comes out pregnant and looking a little miserable, actually. She's kind of just sauntering, and the guy comes out so happy. He's just jaunting out there. It's so funny.
Great reflection on reality.
I know, it's so funny because you do need to make sure that everybody's happy in your vault. And one of the ways I found to make the men happy were to let them procreate.
Right, of course.
Because you need to make them happy some way.
Well, you can also send your people, your vault dwellers, into exploration mode where they're out into the wasteland and they've got to survive for as long as...
And they keep a diary. That's so funny.
They send messages back and they go through hell for you people in the vault.
They really do.
Which is pretty funny. And then you can keep adding little rooms and stuff. I just love the interface and the setup and the visuals that they've got here, obviously evoking that cheesy 1950s. Everything is great, even though it ain't.
Even though it's terrible and your people will be miserable because you got to make sure that you have resources on point. And to keep those resources on point, you have to keep coming back to the game. If you don't keep coming back to the game doesn't continue for you. You have to keep going.
Keep opening it up.
And let me, Vic, I let my vault go for a couple of days. My people were so miserable. Some of them were dead. I had to go back in and try to revive them, spending coin in game, of course. So what happened was I spent another 2 hours just trying to revive everybody and make everybody happy. I was addicted. I was so invested in this. And I realized what would make it so much better is if I had one of those lunch boxes with all those cards that come out, because I do need that stuff and I kind of want it. And it turns out that this is actually one of the top grossing games now in the App Store as well.
I mean, if you like the time you're spending with it, you got it for free. If you feel like you're getting valuable content and a valuable experience, and I would offer that you really do with this game, what's the problem with spending a little bit of money to support the development and to have an even better time rescuing and reviving all those villagers that you killed?
There's no problem at all, but I just want people to know that it is a lot harder than it looks.
And it's addictive as hell. It's just really, really well done, isn't it? What are you going to give it?
I like it. It's getting an 8.
8 from me, too.